Brillium can adapt to a variety of use case scenarios due to the wide array of assessment settings and options available. Here are some important ones to consider when creating assessments. Properties. The key properties to consider are navigation, logo media, and tags. The navigation setting determines how respondents may navigate between questions of the assessment. It defines the navigational controls available while the assessment is in progress. The available options are labeled to represent the most common use case, but do not restrict the use of any other assessment settings. For example, selecting pretest will mean that respondents can navigate forward and backward through the assessment, making changes to any questions for which they have already provided answers. It will also allow the marking of questions for later review. Alternatively, the certification option means respondents will not be able to change answers to questions once they have been submitted, and questions cannot be marked for later review during the course of the assessment. Look to the right of each option selected to see a brief explanation of the effect it will have on the assessment navigation experience. Logo media. The logo media setting determines the selected logo to be displayed above the assessment when presented to respondents. Tags. On a simple level, assessment tags make it easy to organize and identify assessments with an ad hoc label. In a more powerful way, tags can be used to relate several assessments in a series together by preceding a tag with the hash symbol. Assessments that share the same hashtag can display their scores together at the end of an assessment, allowing respondents to view and compare scores across several assessments as each one is completed. Requirements. Requirements options allow authors to define a welcome screen message, enable an agreement screen that requires a respondent to accept assessment terms and conditions, and enable and configure login and logout screen requirements. Rules. Rules define the behavior of an assessment while respondents are in the process of taking it. The timing settings determine the dates the assessment is available and the time respondents have available to complete it, and more importantly, at what point the timer begins. Topic preferences determine how many topics will be presented to each respondent, if and how they will be randomized for each respondent, and the number of questions to display per page. Additional attempts defines whether the assessment can be taken more than once, and which questions will be displayed on the following attempt. Feedback. Feedback settings allow the definition of a passing score along with additional information and messaging that respondents will see after the assessment is completed. This includes the feedback review and a detailed question review screen if enabled. Certificate. If a certificate is to be presented at the end of the assessment, the certificate settings allow the definition of how respondents display, print, and receive the certificate along with information displayed. Standard certificate template sizes for US letter and A4 paper sizes are provided, and certificate backgrounds can be fully customized to suit most any design requirements.